Hey everyone, I'm Barkley, and the meta is changing, but you already knew that. Today I want to show you 3 builds that I think will perform well based on my early impressions. Grid X was already good, and they made it better while giving it more build diversity. So to quickly go over the patch notes that will affect Grid X directly, they fixed the 250 strength bug, Whirlwind now has grit, Reap got some bug fixes, Heavy Pull got some bug fixes as well, Gravity got reworked and now roots for a quarter second whenever you pull somebody. This puts being over 250 strength while not having the stats to hit 300 back on the table for a lot of people, while making 300 better at the same time. Whirlwind is looking good for dealing damage on point in wars. Reap feels better and more consistent. I'm still not sold on Heavy Pull, but it doesn't reduce damage on heavy attacks anymore. And Gravity is the biggest game changer. And let's move into build 1. You are taking Reap, Charge, and Maelstrom. This is a general use build that's similar to the other ones in my other videos, meaning I'd use this in open world PvP, PvE, Outpost Rush, and Dungeons. Fatal Attraction is back on the table. Gravity and the bug fixes make Reap spin a lot more consistent. I didn't put points in the passives for Charge because if you're using Charge to escape, animation cancel, and engage, you won't consistently be getting use out of the passives. All of the Reaper passives are for consistent damage, and Bloodlust is too good for any situation where you might need to chase something, especially if you aren't going to be standing on point majority of the time. Maelstrom is nice. It wasn't bad before, but it's really doing work now. Anytime you can land a Reap into Maelstrom on multiple people, you're going to pull off a lot of AoE burst damage. You still pick up Enduring Strikes to give you damage reduction on heavy attacks, Gravity for the root, and I picked Crowded Protection over Center of Attention because I feel like as a Great Axe user, survivability is more important than damage. Our base damage is good enough so you just have to stay alive and you'll kill people. So you'll mainly focus on staying alive over anything. Dealing damage is easy, just put yourself in situations you can deal it without putting yourself in danger. The main reason behind dropping Gravity well is that it does more in coordinated gameplay. While playing solo or in Outpost Rush, there's very little group coordination. Maelstrom puts more of the power to carry back in your hands than in setting up other people who might drop the ball. Quickly moving into build 2. Not much to talk about here. You'd be moving Maelstrom points into Gravity Well while still keeping Gravity. This is pretty much the build from before the patch. Gravity Well in situations where you can call out the ability or trust people to use AoE CC to their advantage, it beats out Maelstrom in my opinion. If you're focusing more on backlines and maybe running medium or light, this is probably still the build for you. You can't go wrong with this build as heavy either. Build 3 is the one I'm most excited to play. This is an on-point, heavy armor, cleave until you can't cleave anymore build. I would have tried it out, but this was my first war experience with this patch. Your abilities will be Reap, Whirlwind, and Maelstrom. You could change out Reap for Charge. I didn't take Charge because you're focused on hitting the highest amount of targets that you can at once. You get Mauler's Fury because you're not using your mobility much, and it'll be easy to keep the damage stacks with the goal of being to hit as many people as possible. For this build to work, I think you'll need more commitment to make it work, like Enfeebling Maelstrom and Fortifying Whirlwind. Enfeebling Maelstrom weakens people hit by your second spin on your Maelstrom, while Whirlwind fortifies you based off of the people you hit. You want to give yourself Fortify while weakening the enemy to make you problematic to deal with. Best case scenario, you get Mauler's Fury and Greed fully stacked, then you start spamming AoE for maximum damage while giving yourself extra survivability. So this adds Enfeebling Maelstrom and Fortifying Whirlwind to the things to look out for now on pieces, with Maelstrom having a higher priority. I think Crippling Reap is better than before, since now it'll be a slow after the root. Resilient is still really good. I'm curious if the Invigorate buffs and the amount of debuffs Void Gauntlet puts out will increase the value of that perk. I have 3 pieces of Void Bent, so I am invested in it, but I'm not sure if I would push for it on other pieces. These builds were made with Warhammer in mind. I'm going to go more in depth with these builds later. I also want to revisit Hatchet. I'd like to try some hybrid builds with Fire Staff's Flamethrower or Void Gauntlet Great Axe. So stay tuned for that. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel, like the video, follow me on Twitch. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.